say, Sammy. My mama used to take an interest in me singing. She used to say, sing, baby. Sing, baby. When you go out there on that stage, you stick your chest out like that and you be proud of what you do. And you sing, baby. And I always carried that with me when I go on stage. I carried that voice in my head from my mother. Sing, baby. And I mean, I was singing, even when I was 5 and 6 years old, I had people hollering and screaming because I was always an entertainer. That's all I've ever wanted to be. We'll keep on running into each other everywhere I go, in the mall, in the park, in the grocery store. Baby, I'm hooked on you. I don't even know your name. There's something about you, baby, it's hard to explain. Oh, I wish I had one moment just to be in your arms, but I know I'm just dreaming. I want the day to come. I'm not trying to chase you, I just wanna be your man.
Can I get everybody in the house to take their left hand, hold it up, and slap the shit out your right hand, and just welcome to the stage the first time without the one, the only, the hardest working man in showbiz today, Mr. Sammie Relford.
These guys set the tone for where I'm at. Hard workers do it from their heart, and we don't know what tired is. We just love it. They call me Mr. Pitiful. Baby, that's my name. They call me Mr. Pitiful. That's how I got my fame. People just don't understand what makes a man feel so bad when he lost the best thing that he ever had. They call me Mr. Pitiful. Everywhere I go, they call me Mr. Pitiful. Baby, that's my name. They call me Mr. Pitiful. That's how I got my fame. People just don't understand. When you come to see me, you're gonna see a mixture of James Brown, Stevie Wonder. All of these people made me, that's who I am. I might sound similar to them, but I'm always keep Sammy in there. What I got it the hard way. How did I get my break? Well, I ain't really got a break yet. I grew up about 12 to 15 minutes from this area. The Woodland Heights. It was off of North Main, and I lived on a street called Shelley, Shelley, Shelley Street. That's where I was born and raised. I was born and raised on a dead-end street. So a lot of times when I sing Soul Man and I say I was brought up on a dead-end street, well, I'm telling the truth about that. And I always try to sing a song that is about me, that's about my life. And that way I'm able to take the song, put it in my mind, put it in my body, put it in my actions for what I have done according to what the words are in this particular song, and I manufacture it out of me. And when it comes out of me, it's going to be real.
Your fortune or fame don't mean a thing if love isn't there. You can't pay the fare.
My mom, she was a diehard church woman, and my sisters and them used to go out at nighttime and sing in the nightclubs on the talent shows. And I was like about 5 or 6 years old, and I couldn't wait until they came home that night, which would probably be about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I ain't had no business up that time of morning. If my mama would have really knew it, she'd have beat me down. But I was waiting up, sleeping with one eye open, 4 or 5 years old, waiting on my sisters and my brothers to come home so I could just hear what happened at that talent show in that nightclub that night. I mean, at 4 or 5 years old, I wanted to sing in a nightclub. It just looked good to me. It looked like that's the thing to do. I want to sing. And so when my sisters and them would come home at night, there was something about that. They would always come home, and they would always win these talent shows. And they would talk about how they sung the songs, and I'm like, woo-wee, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. Just wait till I get a chance to do it. Every day after school, when I was like about 4 or 5 years old, I used to rush home because James Brown had out a CD called Live at the Apollo Theater. He did a show live there. When I walked in the door, James Brown was, I was putting that CD on because it was time for me to show. You know, I'd get my little towel and stuff, you know, because James Brown had capes back then, but I used dry-off towels to put on for my little, you know, my James Brown cape for when I had to fall on my knees. See, I put my own cape on. James Brown had somebody to put his cape on, but, you know, I had to put my own cape on. But, you know, even though it might be old orange towel or something, that was my cape. You know, and what it was when I used to get home from school and the man say, and right now live at the Apollo Theater, James Brown and me, I say, and Sammie Relford, and then the music hit, I come out, I slide on one leg and so forth, and cut out, do me a little split. James Brown had this song on the CD called I Lost Someone, and what he do, when he get to the part, you know, he'd be like, and then he fall on his knees like that. And see, I would fall down on my knees till the neighbors would hear me next door. You know, hell, everybody had to. Sammy fell on his knees, singing Lost Someone. And then when I fall on my knees, then I take my little cape and put it on myself. And just see, I didn't have nobody to walk me. So what I did, I got up like this here with my little cape on, then I'd be walking like this here. But my knees be hurting because I be falling down hard. I used to look on the back of a lot of records then. Back then they had the 33 inches. And I would always look on a hit record and see where that record company was. So I looked on the record company, Stax Records. That's the label that Isaac Hayes was on, Stax Records. And the band that I was playing with, and I had 3 half-sisters that sing. 3 half-sisters. And I looked on the back of this record and I said, Stax Records is in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where I'm going. So I told the band and my half-sisters, I talked to Isaac Hayes, in which I had not. When we got there, I was too scared to say I'm there to see Isaac Hayes, so I remembered Mickey Gregory's name. So after about 30 to 45 minutes, another guy come out of the building. You know, what is this, man? He said, come on, what is this? I broke it down. I said, we're a band from Houston, Texas, and we're trying to make it. So instead of the guy running us off, he said, listen, man, he said, I'm gonna let y'all come in and I'm gonna listen to y'all. He said, if you got something, we might can do something with you. His name was Randy Stewart. He was Isaac Hayes' road manager. So it boiled down to Randy Stewart said, all right, man, he said, you the one brought these people down here. What can you do? I took the microphone and I started singing and I closed my eyes and I fell on my knees and I started crying and singing because this was it. I'm backed up against, I'm in the corner. You know, this is it. You know, and first of all, the band that I took down there, they gonna whoop me because we ain't got gas to get back to Houston. And my sister's gonna disown me because I got them stranded down there. So I mean, I took the microphone and I closed my eyes and I sung harder than I ever have in my life. And when I finished singing the song and opened up my eyes, I saw a bald-headed man standing up there looking at me. I said, oh Lord, I done brought Isaac Hayes in here. Isaac Hayes looking at me saying, somebody went and got Isaac Hayes and told him, you come in here and look at this guy. From the Apollo Theater, I've sung there, to the Forum in Los Angeles. I've sung there, to the Cow Palace in San Francisco. The greatest venues in the United States of America. I was blessed through Isaac Hayes to sing in there, but I was singing background. I spent 3 wonderful years there, and that's when I became a mature singer by being around Isaac Hayes every night that Isaac performed. That's when I growed up how to walk out to an audience and perform for them, and I control the audience. Just come on, party. Just wave your hands in the air. Just somebody say, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Somebody scream. I've had about 60 jobs in my life. I worked at Kroger's, Wine Gardens, right downtown here, all right parking lot. I've been a truck driver at least 40 times because I didn't want to stay in the same place all day and work on no job. So I normally get a truck driving job where I could get out, don't have to be around nobody and be, you know, be my own boss. When I first met Kim, I did not like Kim. I did not like Kim when I first met her. She was from New York, and she was very persistent about getting to know me. Fortunately, Kim and I were together for at least 16 to 17 years. And those years of my life were some of the best years that I will ever live in my life because we were so connected musically. I mean, we could wake up in the morning and she always kept a beautiful song in her mind, always a beautiful song. We would always go to the piano, and the good part about it, she could play piano, so she was my piano player too, as well as my woman, my lady, my friend. She could see something in me that a lot of other people could not see. And she would bring it to, you know, to my attention, make me aware of it, and made me a better performer, a better entertainer. And we started singing together at the gala night, but I was riding on her reputation.
Sammy and I met many years back at the Gallant Night. I was, may or may not have been of age, going in there to watch the entertainment, and Sammy happened to be the regular Saturday night entertainer. And many a time I'd go in there with a date, and Sammy would treat me like I was a king.
I think Kim and I were there for like about 10, 12 years, and I just started, the Lord just started blessing me. That's all. The Lord just started blessing me. And people started loving what I did. People started talking about me when they leave and all through the week.
But at the beginning, everybody wanted to hear Kim. Kim was a great songstress, beautiful personality and everything. So Sammy was her partner, but Kim would sing like 4 songs, Sammy would sing a song, and everybody was like, we want Kim, we want Kim. So I think this is where he begun his really getting into entertaining people, showmanship, as I should say.
It just seems like Kim just wanted to put me in a spot, the right spot, where I would take off.
He has the ability to grab hold of a crowd, to really control the crowd.
A lot of people equate him with James Brown because of the dancing, the singing, the screaming, the yelling and everything. And then most of the guys that imitate him always do that little step when he does Doc on the bass. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, that kicking and that screaming and yelling. So he had to build, I mean, he had to really, Sammy came a long way because people always wanted Kim to sing. Then after Kim left, it was all Sammy, and Sammy took the show. The audience would get involved. They would do whatever Sammy tell them to do. He'd say, hit the floor, go down to the floor. They'd go down to the floor, get up or shake the butt or whatever. They just really liked Sammy. We did miss him. Trust me, we did. Farewell. That's all I can say. Farewell and great memories. That's all. Hate to see it go, but that's another change. Life is about changes. So what can you do? Deal with them. Hate to see it go, but that's another change. Life is about changes. So what can you do? Deal with it.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Let's dance and let's swing. We're gonna do it like we did it back in the days. Let's dance, let's swing. We're gonna do it like we did back in the days.
He's like you say, a perfectionist. When we have rehearsal, you know, he wanted it right. He wanted the band to be on the money, you know what I mean?
Together, we've played on and off and known each other probably over 20 years. And we'll keep on trying to have, like I say, like good pizza, good delivery.
Let's run over that and we'll go home. Let's run over them two and we'll go home.
Sammy and myself, we're like family. And at the same time, when you got someone, you know, that's close to like a family, just like the club, everyone that comes here, we try to make this like family. But we try to build it around Sammy. This is one of his dreams. So just like me, if I have a dream, whatever my dream I want to come true, I wish I had someone behind me the same way. So I'm 100% behind him on what he's doing.
That's funky. That's funky. Let's try to see what it is. She's trying to see you treat it so bad. Oh yeah. That's when it all happened. Something never ever dreamed of. So who's making love to your old lady while you was out making love? Oh, who's making love to your old lady while you was out making love? Oh, I know that some of you women, that's that thing, are guilty of this too. That's that thing, y'all. Is it? Okay. I'm not trying to run you like the rest of them.
As you can tell by our rehearsal, we've got homework to do.
Let me give you some good advice. What I'm asking, gonna tell you, better think about it twice. While you're out, something you never ever dreamed of. I'm making love to your old lady.
I thank God for him because when I used to work 5 nights for what I'm working for in a night, you know what I mean? So I enjoy that. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Mr. Sammie Relford. And it's just fun to work with him. You just seen the show. We get up there, we have a good time. The people have a good time, and that's what it's all about. If the people's having a good time, I'm having a good time. If something is wrong with the people and they're coming away from the bandstand and scared of the bandstand, that really scares me because that means I'm not doing nothing, you know. But tonight was a good night, and they was having a fantastic time. It was a groove going on. It was right there with me, and I love it like that. Makes me feel good. Make me want to sing when the crowd is having a good time. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic feeling. Yeah.
When I sing a song, I try to get in your stomach, your mind, your soul. I try to make your life better with a song. And the best thing in the world that will keep a person's attention is something that's moving, because you're steady, because it's moving. If it's something still and you got to do like this here, you supposed to do this here. You're supposed to go to sleep if it's still. How long it takes when to get ready? Sometimes I have to get ready in 3 minutes. Because I'll be out there watching my band and seeing to make sure they on the right level and everything. And see, I normally let them play 2 songs before I come out. Sometimes I'll watch for a song and a half, and then I got a half a song to run back here and get dressed. And, you know, it's this show business. Yeah. And then sometimes I have to come back here and decide what I feel like I want to put on. Because see, when I was growing up, I always learned that entertainers always dress good. They dressed in the finest of clothes, the finest of suits. So I said, okay, I know it. And I love to dress. I said, when I get big and get old, I'm gonna have a lot of suits just like them entertainers did. So, yeah. How many suits I have, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I know my closets at home is full, and I've knocked this over. You want maybe want to get this over here so you see how it's all juiced up, pumped up and everything and jacked up. It might be something up on that hole in one side, but it falls down quite a bit. My clothes rack could be so heavy with clothes, it falls over quite regular. Yeah, and you see it's kind of every kind of suit you could name, from pinstripe to the coloring, and you know, that's why they call it show business. See the shoes and the, you know. I remember my first suit I had that I came in here. In fact, what color was that suit? That was a, I think like a yellowish kind of gold suit. I think it was. But it's at home. It ain't been up in here, I think, since the first night I opened up in here. Well, you see, it's got a lot of competition. A lot of competition.
Well, actually, I met Sammy at a concert. I went to go see Anthony Hamilton concert over in Houston, Texas. And we was just happened to be sitting next to each other. And the conversation started, okay, and I gave him my business card. I said, no, this is what I do. I'm a manager for a facility retardation down to Milton. And for the brain injury, he gave me his card, and he said, well, have you ever heard of Sammy's? And I said, no, not really. So he said, well, we're located downtown. He said, why don't you come visit us? And it was just amazing. I mean, truly amazing to walk into that club and see all these standing there and young ladies standing around the stage just ready to smack him out.
It don't get good till I sweat. Oh man, see, it's like when I'm on the stage, it's like Muhammad Ali in the ring, boxing. You know, it's like when Pete Rose is at bat, getting ready to bat. He's in a zone. He's in another world, man. Because that's what makes him great. That's what makes Pete Rose great. He don't mind sweating. That's what it's all about. Same thing in basketball. Shaq, you know, Jerry Lucas. These guys, man, Rick Barry, these guys were down hard workers. Now let me tell you who I love. I love Roger Clemens. I love Roger Clemens because every time they think he's too old, when God bless us people with talent, special people, they don't get too old. The only way they quit is they don't want to do it no more. They get tired of doing it. But somebody like Roger Clemens, and Roger tell you, give me the baseball and let me go to the mound, give him the baseball. It's that simple. And all of these people is what inspire me when I'm on stage. I love what I do. And my job is to make you happy. And if it takes me sweating, soaking wet to make you happy, then so be it. You love to say. My shoes take a licking and keep on ticking. See right there, see right there, see right there, see right there. That's blood, sweat, and tears on them there shoes. What I'm doing now, I'm lacing my shoes up. And I have the mentality of a football player in me. That, you know, I want to make sure that his cleats is on tight. You know, these shoes, they have to hold me. Because I'm going to be moving, rocking, shaking in them. I'm going to give these shoes hell. So I have to make sure they're on my feet real good. I have to make sure they're tied up real good. You know, like a jockey getting in the saddle on the horse. You know, you know, once that gate open, that horse gonna take off. These shoes, you know, I'm gonna take off. One thing about me, I am the worst shoe tire in the whole wide world. Sometimes I have to take them loose and start all over again. I have to make sure they on right. Sometimes it takes me a minute. Let's start over again. It's in there. But I got one more to go. My first show, I think I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I sung out at that Mayfair, and boy, I tore it up out there, because I thought about what my mama told me. You sang, baby. You stick your chest out there and you sang, baby. And I was about 5, 6 years old, and boy, I tore that Mayfair up. And back then, see, a lot of people don't know nothing about this, but they used to have a dance called the Pony. That was the name of the dance, called the Pony. And when I was singing, see, I'm very spontaneous when I'm on stage. Stuff just come to me, I guess, because I'm blessed like that. And what it was, I don't really remember. Wait a minute, the song that I might have been singing was a song by Mary Wells, who was a Motown artist called Operator. And I think the song went something like, Operator, operator, I'm so glad that you rang my phone. Operator, operator, I'm so glad that you found me home. And I mean, something hit me, and when I started singing that, something say, do the pony with that. And boy, I got up with doing the pony, and the crowd, they just went wild. And I was saying, oh, I did the pony, and they went crazy while I was singing opera. Oh, shuck it. And then I became a showman.
Sammy is Sammy. He's Mr. Saturday Night. There's no exception to that. I don't think that his career has really changed at all. I think he is what he's always been.
He knows how to handle it.
He knows how to handle it.
He's got a loyal following. If we weren't here, you could bring Elvis from the dead and put him in there. And if they come to the door and Sammy ain't here, they'll leave. It's simple as that. I mean, He's got loyal fan base.
I'm going to sing the songs what people have always come to hear me sing. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the complete entertainer.
Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs.
Why is it hot in here? Because I'm about to fly. If you're in a jet, you can't just go get in the jet and the jet take off. The jet has to warm up. Its engines have to be warm, so them rods in there won't be ticking. It'll be smooth. And it's hot in here because I'm getting ready to fly and take off. So I'm warming up my engines. Everything got to be warm and ready to, That's why it's warm in here. Entertainers have to stay hot all the time. I had a television show called Sammie's Place.
We're committed to a good show. Remember those were the days. Whatever happened to New York?
And believe it or not, I think I did a marvelous job with my TV show. I started out with it by myself, started from scratch, and I tried to make my TV show like the Johnny Carson show.
Thank you very much. We want to welcome everybody to another edition of Sammie's Place. Do you think that maybe you could talk to Pastor Joe and your Lord and maybe get him to come on my show one day?
Well, just maybe, Sammy. But you gotta quit talking about money. Pastor Joe and your Lord believe in a healthy church. They really preach spiritual things. And, and we know that the money's gonna come, thank you, Lord, because I need it. So I'm excited about that.
But understand what I'm saying. To keep the doors open and the lights on, you got to have money. That's why I say I would like for this TV show, Sammie's Place, to break Anthony's CD. Okay. The jump, because I like the name. The Jump Out Boys.
Yeah, well, see, that's because you jump a lot. You jump a lot, too. You do. You see Sammy perform. You ever Sammy perform, man? He he got a stage about as big as a matchbox. He jumps around on that. Yeah.
I was on the air for about 2 years on the Houston Access TV movie channel show, and I won an award.
And the winner is, and he's not here tonight, but we'll make sure he gets this. Sammie's Place?
I tried to add a little different to it. I tried to always open up with a song, because that's what I do best. I sing. I'm a singer first. So I would always open up my TV show with a song, Sammie's Place. And in fact, I used to notice that all hit TV shows had their own theme song. Like All in the Family would have By the Weekly Miller played, song that had the hit parade, guys like us, we had it made. And the same thing with the Jeffersons, we just moving on up to the east side. So I knew the first thing I had to do was come up with a theme song for my TV show. And it was like, glad you could join me. Sammie's Place. Glad you could join me. I had a beautiful TV theme song for my show.
Kim and I, we started out singing together some 14 years ago.
Sometimes I still don't believe it. Sometimes I I still don't believe it.
And we made a vow, a pact to each other that we would not stop pursuing our careers until one or the other went to the Grammys. I want y'all to give a nice round of applause to my partner, Miss Kim Yvette. Miss Kim Yvette. I want you to sing, baby. I want you to sing, baby.
I went to California, and I was supposed to only been gone for 2 weeks. And believe it or not, at the time, Kim was living with somebody, and I was living with a woman. But Kim and I, we would see each other every single day, and when it came up that I had to go to California for 2 weeks to record, she went with me, and 2 weeks turned into 2 years. We slept in airport, we lived in Compton, we lived in Watts, we lived in Baldwin Hills, we lived in Malibu, we lived in Long Beach. You name it in California, and Kim and I dripped. We were worse than gypsies. I mean, like I say, we actually slept in the garage if some people would take us in.
It was so nice of you to allow me to travel the country with you.
So now it's time for me to get some money.
You know what, Sammy, really honestly, you have been a great inspiration to me in so many ways, musically and as well as spiritually. And as a matter of fact, you're saying about you're wanting to meet the president of my record company, but I'd like to publicly thank you for introducing me to this wonderful record company and to this gentleman, Barnett Williams from Born Again Record Company.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What I'm gonna do, gonna keep on holding on to God's unchanging hand. Yes, I am going step by step through my trials, going step by step, going higher through all my tribulations, going higher through all my crying, going higher and higher and higher and higher. Going higher with you, Jesus. Keep on moving on. I won't give up. I won't give up. I won't give up. I won't give up. Gonna keep on moving forward every step of the way. Yes, I am. Going higher. Going higher. Going higher. Going higher. Gonna hold on to God's unchanging hand.
she used to say, Sammy, if you don't make it, and you get too old in this business, she said, I'm gonna keep on singing, because she was much younger than me. She said, I'm gonna keep on singing, and Sammy, I'm gonna take care of you. And she was my soulmate. I mean, what more can I say?
Hallelujah, I'm bound. Ooh, I'm bound.
You know, when I go on there, I try to go on the stage like I'm in the boxing ring, or I'm in the batter's box, or I'm, you know, in the center with other basketball players. I try to be the type of entertainer that you can see moving. Anything standing still is boring. So I'm always moving, I'm always, you know, and I'm kind of beat up from last night. My back is out of place, but that don't matter. And I was walking back to the club the other night because we were so crowded and I had to park a couple of blocks away. And Jon happened to be leaving and saw me walking. He was like, "What are you doing walking down here by yourself? You know, do I need to put some protection on you?" And I'm like, "No, Jon," I said, "if somebody shoots me, if somebody stabs me, I'm gonna crawl through that door of that club, bleeding, shot up, and everything, and I'm gonna be waiting on JJ to say, 'Mr. Sammie Relford,' and then I'm gonna crawl on the stage, shot, cut all up, and I'm gonna sing. Then I might die after I finish my show. I'm a dead man on stage, but I'm not gonna die till I make sure everybody in this place will say, 'Sammie touched our lives. He touched our hearts.'" And I don't want them to just say it when they leave here. Monday morning, I want them to go to work and say, "I went and saw a guy that inspired me and touched me, and I'm going back and see him again." And then they're gonna say, "He dead? He died? He was walking from his automobile and his partner tried to put some protection on him?" I said, "No, I don't want that. I don't need that because I love everybody." If it's the shooter, I'm gonna say, "Look, you can have all my money, but let me sing you a song. And before you leave, he gonna give me the pistol." When you come to see me, you're gonna see a mixture of James Brown, Stevie Wonder. All of these people made me, that's who I am. I might sound similar to them, but I'm always keep Sammy in there. You have to have an identity. For a long time, I was just singing with no identity, and that might have been the reason why I couldn't get in the record companies, because I always sounded like somebody else. It didn't come to me until the latter years of my life that I found my own identity.
One surefire way you will learn to understand what purple rain means. Learn to forgive.